Hi everybody, my name is Kathy Swango and I am your instructor for HUM 121 Peace Studies this semester. I have taught this course for 5+ years. I'm one of the few faculty that teaches it every semester, and so I appreciate your enrolling in it this semester. I think you'll find it to be an enjoyable class, a fairly good amount of work, but nothing very hard to do. Doesn't require memorization, and I think it will just maybe broaden your worldview and open you up to some things that some of you haven't thought about before. Some of you have, but possibly some of you have not. Some thought that some of you haven't been exposed to. So I hope it's enjoyable for you. I am a professor of English and Humanities at Bluegrass Community and Technical College in Lexington. And so you'll get to know a little bit more about me as we move through. I've already posted my introductions discussion post, and so you can read that and know a little bit more about me. So I want to walk you through just an introduction to the course and show you around so you know what you're looking at and looking for in the course. So let me go to this so you can see my screen. And this is the start page in Blackboard for our class. I have set it so that it always opens to the announcements, and the most current announcement will always be at the top. And so I've already emailed you this announcement, but here it is with information about the textbook and a picture of the text so you can see that, some information about where you can order it. I have both a hard copy or paperback copy of the book and a Kindle version because I like to be able to read on my phone or on my tablet. And so I have bought the Kindle version through Amazon, and it's substantially less than buying the book. Of course, if you buy the book, you can resell it. And so there are several options for you there. If you don't have your textbook yet or you haven't ordered it yet, I encourage you to get busy and do that immediately. I have delayed the first reading assignments in the textbook because there are often students who need some time to get their book. And so there won't be anything required out of the textbook for probably the first 2 weeks of the class. All right, so let me walk you through some of these buttons along the left. There's a Start Here button, and that is where you will start. There's a link to the syllabus, so you can read that, and we'll go through some of that information. There's a link then to the course materials, and course materials is where everything is. All of the material that you need as you work through. There's this outside link to the discussion boards, but within each week in the course materials, there is the link to that materials discussion board. And so I encourage you to go in through the course materials to find that, to make sure that you've looked at all of the course material for that content before you do your discussion board. I skipped over calendar. We'll come back to that. A link to my grades. That's the grade book, and your grades will be accumulated there. As you turn things in before they're graded, you'll see a yellow-green circle with a kind of an exclamation mark in it, and that indicates that you've submitted it. You can click on that and see what you submitted. If you click on it and what you thought you submitted is not what you actually submitted, then many times you can resubmit. So that's a way just to check and see what you've turned in. Extra credit drop box, we'll talk about that. That's where there's a description of the extra credit possibilities, things that would count for extra credit, and then a link to submit them. A tutoring help site where you can turn a paper in for some feedback on it. And so if you want to do that with one of the any of the three papers that you'll be writing, then you can do that. A link to email me, a link with my various contact information, and then some help and Blackboard help, which takes you to the Blackboard site. All right, so with the Start Here button, when you click that, you will have a link to this video. You've already found this video, or you wouldn't be watching it. So I also have a note here about study guides, the review sheets for the midterm and for the final exam. I encourage you to go ahead and click on those and download them, at least the one for the midterm now, and then as soon as midterm is over, you might want to go ahead and get the one for the final exam. Those are Word documents that you can download and then either save and type on, or download and print and write on, and then you can use those as part of your notes for the exams, the open book, open notes exams, so that you're prepared and can just scan your review sheets, study guides, as you take the test and find the answers. Then the syllabus is the course contract, and so I beg you to read this. I'm always astounded when halfway through the semester a student will ask me a question about something that is clearly stated in the syllabus, and yet they weren't aware that that was a policy. So please make sure you've read this. This is our contract. By staying in the course, you're agreeing to this contract. So information about how to contact me. I do give you a cell number where you can leave a voicemail or a text. I will probably never answer it. I'll call you back on it, but I seldom answer it because you're not in my address book, my contact list, and so I don't know who you are when you call, and so I don't answer. I do have virtual office hours on Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday mornings from 10 to 12. You can contact me at other times, of course, but if you wanted an appointment with me or wanted to meet with me at that time and have me devoted to you, then those are set times. You can also contact me any other time. And I do give you, I tell you that you can do that through KCTCS email or through Teams, Microsoft Teams. And Teams is available to you, if you haven't located it yet, when you are in your school email, at least on a computer, not necessarily on your phone, but on a computer. Then you can click in the waffle in the upper left-hand corner and access Teams. All you need to do in Teams then in the search bar is type in my name and have access to chat with me, and we can even video chat if you want to do that. There also is an app that you can download on a phone if you want to do that. I have done that also. But that's Microsoft Teams, and it's a really nice app to have. I generally will reply within 24 hours during the week and 48 hours on the weekend, because I don't always check my email or my phone on a regular basis during the weekend. My contact information, if you need to contact my supervisors, then Robin Haggerty is the immediate supervisor, and Angie King is above her. And so their contact information there with their email addresses and their phone numbers. Information then about the college, the website, some different things, access to my path, which is a great link to use to get to your school email, your student self-service, and of course Blackboard. If you require accommodations, then you would need to contact either BCTC's Disability Support Services or your own college's Disability Support Services if you're not a BCTC student, and have them contact me if you need extra time on a test or anything like that. Information about what the content of the course is and what you are expected to know after the course is over, with those course objectives and the competencies. The class materials, all you need is access to the textbook, and then Microsoft Word software, which you have access to through Office 365, again through the student email. I do want your papers turned in either as a Microsoft Word document, a rich text document, or a PDF so that there is a surety that I can open it. If I can't open it, I give you a 0 if I can't access it. I'll send you a note and you may have the opportunity to turn it back in, but I'm telling you up front, that's what I need. So there are weekly due dates in the course. You can work ahead. Everything will be open when you open the course. Everything will be available to you. Nothing is closed at this point. And so you can go ahead and work ahead of time, but you may not fall behind. There is an initial attendance verification that I ask you to do that indicates that you intend to remain in the course. If you don't do that, then you will be dropped after the first week. And so you want to make sure you do that. That has a required deadline. And then there are firm deadlines for the 2 exams and the 3 papers. Everything else has a grace period of a week after its due date. And that's all explained in here. So that initial assignment is due by Sunday, January 17th, 11:59 p.m. If you miss that deadline, you will be dropped from the class. You'll be declared a no-show. You didn't show up. You didn't do that initial assignment, and you will be dropped. So other information for you there, expecting you to do your own work, of course. Otherwise, that is considered plagiarism and cheating, and deserves a failing grade for the assignment and for the course, from my perspective, for not doing your own work. When you email me, it should take place through the KCTCS email. Got an email from a student the other day who uses a different last name in her personal email from her school email. So she sent me something from a personal email. I couldn't find her on any of my rosters. I had no idea who she was. Use your school email. That is the appropriate way to contact someone at school. Just as at work you would use work email, in your personal life you use your personal email. Other information there. Then information about the course itself. We do have 2 exams, midterm and final. There are 15 discussion posts, 2 short interview assignments, some chapter or film quizzes, a Win learning activity, and then an essay in which I ask you to just explore some issue about peace or justice that interests you. An explanation of each of those, an explanation of how the grade is calculated. I do not accept late work. If you have a circumstance that requires me to provide extra consideration, then I need you to let me know before the deadline passes. After the deadline passes, I'm sorry, it's too late. So if something happens to you and you are unable to do the work by the deadlines, then you or someone near and dear to you should contact me and contact the school to let us know, so that we know that you need special considerations. Information about the withdrawal policy, other information, and then the calendar of assignments. In the course materials, you will see each of these weeks with its own folder. And so I'm going to go ahead and jump over there to that course materials and let you see that. So in each of these is a folder that is clickable, and within that you will find the links to the items that you're required to do for that week. There's also the explanation on the outside of what is due, what needs to be read, what needs to be watched, whatever. And so the firm deadlines for the no-show activity this week, firm deadlines for the 2 exams, the 3 papers, and then everything else has a 1-week grace period. Where this says it's due February 7th, if you don't get to it that week, then it's due by February 14th. But this other work is also due by February 14th.